right, everybody. I can't see the chat. I need to see the chat. How is everybody today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here with Kenzie. Now, Trish could not make it due to other things happening, but we are very, very happy to have her daughter representing her. And, I think we're live.
I said she's a busy lady.
She is Trish is very busy. And so is Ms. Kenzie. So we are very lucky that we managed to carve some time out from one of them at least.
Right.
So Kenzie, tell me how your mom and Trish and her business, what first got her started and why did she choose the name she did?
Oh goodness. She's always been a crafty person. She was always involved in Girl Scouts, like my Girl Scout troop when I was a kid. So she's always wanted to do crafts and stuff. She likes to decorate. She likes to.
How come you have a name tag on your back? What did you tell them? Sorry.
As for the name, she would get a coffee before work every morning. And in the beginning, some days she would just surprise people with these little mugs that had like uplifting quotes and, you know, just have a good day or something like that. Something to make people start their day out, you know.
Brighter.
And so that's kind of where the simple part of it came from because, you know, just the little things really will make your day sometimes.
And it's that gesture too, simple gestures. It's that little thing that someone can look at every day and go, hey, this person was thinking of me.
Yeah, this person that I don't even know.
Right? Right? Or even if like someone buys something from her, you know, what she's creating is something personalized so that the person that purchases it can give that gift and say, hey, I had this created for you because you're that important.
Exactly.
And what that means to a person who is feeling down, who is going through a hard time, I personally know it is beyond huge. A lot of times we don't remember that the little things are really big things. And I'm really glad that she picked that name because to me it means so much. And
I mean, yeah, if you're just, you know, walking through the store or something, just smiling at someone could really just like, you never know, change their day.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep. And being able for your mom to be able to create these things for people and know that they're going out there to be appreciated by loved ones, that she's helping people show love. That's got to be incredible for her.
Recently, she did a couple orders of stickers for this lady who she works with, you know, disabled adults and seniors. So she got stickers made of her dogs and she handed them out to the people that she cares for. And they love it.
I think that's fantastic. Huh. That is so sweet. What an idea.
Yep. Yeah. That was
wow.
I've got to ask, what kind of dog does she?
The picture that I saw was a golden retriever. So.
Goldens always have that beautiful like moosh face and they look so dang happy.
They're always happy all the time.
They really are. They really, really are. So, if you could lift up, because I know you have one of the Granny Cannabis ones.
Yes, I had one made for myself. And it has my name on it.
Those are gorgeous. And right now, through Kenzie's mom, through Simple Gestures, you can get the Granny Cannabis Bong. It's $35, and that includes shipping. And for an extra $5, you can get your name put on it. So we'll be putting that, I'll be putting that link out later, pretty much everywhere, guys. So it's in my Discord. It's going to be in the radio's Discord. It's going to be on my Facebook page. Because I know she only has so many, so you're going to want to get them fast.
Yep.
Are you able to put the link in here, Granny?
I can put it in the chat. I can put it in the chat, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do that right now.
He didn't teach me that much.
Yeah, Richard put in his order. I think it was yesterday.
Yes.
So we had one order so far, and
then I know
it today, so it'll be going out on Monday.
That's fantastic. And I know someone else ordered one. There we go. There we go. I just popped that link in the chat. That is the Facebook link for Simple Gestures. And you also can go and look at her page. There's the stuff she's creating for Easter is so cute. I can't even stand it.
Yes,
the bunnies,
in the strawberries and in the carrots, and
yes,
he sublimates the ears. It's adorable, absolutely adorable.
The bunnies, I'm a huge fan.
I
did get a giggle when she showed me the first of the bunnies.
Did she show you the balloon bunny?
Yeah.
Did she show you with the little balloons in front of it?
Because she loves me, yes. I got to see the funny first ones.
Yep.
So the one bunny that she tried, and I'm just gonna have to, because it's like, she makes different like Easter baskets, and the one Easter basket she was setting up, and they like with the balloons and stuff, they look like rabbits. But the way that the one went, it looked like the rabbit had really big boobs. And she sent me the picture, and I was like dying. I'm like, you could have a whole market for that, girl.
Honestly, there's something for everybody.
It was the best though. She's like, I think I'm gonna change that a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, but I love it. Thank God she doesn't always take my advice. So, okay. So now what I want to talk about right before, the 20 minutes after the hour, because you're here, so we can talk more about you and what you have going on. And we're just going to keep every once in a while pimping out your mom.
Absolutely. My mom's amazing. She's great.
She absolutely is. She is absolutely amazing. I fucking adore her. But anyway, your journey into medical marijuana. I personally was there kind of through it.
Absolutely.
So,
you were there through the whole thing, before, during, after.
And for me to be able to see the improvements and the changes for you after what you went through, it has been incredible. But if you want to tell everybody about the brain injury and then how everything, this girl played like 8 different musical instruments. Like, I'm not kidding. She is. Wow. And you still are absolutely fucking brilliant. But
do you still play any?
I don't.
Oh,
so,
bummer.
But she'll tell you why right now.
Yep. In high school, I was in jazz band and symphonic band. In those classes, I played the flute, and then I played bass guitar in jazz band. So I was rocking the bass. It was really nice. I did play a little bit of keyboard here and there and piano. And then I like to sing a little, but I don't know. So when I was 17, it was right before my senior year. I was skateboarding and I wasn't wearing a helmet, which was not a smart idea on my part. And I
It
guess
happens.
I underestimated the incline of a hill. And so when I got going down it, I started to wobble really bad and there was some loose gravel. So it pulled me over and I biffed it. You know, I smacked my noggin on the cement. And when, some guy was outside, he watched it happen.
From what I understand from the witness statement, she went airborne and landed on her head, and the weight of her body came down.
The guy that saw me, saw it happen, he did not think I was alive. And then wow. I was in and out of consciousness. Obviously went to the hospital. I fractured my skull, and it's about 1.5 inches long of a fracture. I had some brain bleeding and some free fluid, and some bruising. So my brain basically, it bounced in my skull against the sides. Thankfully, since it was fractured, I didn't have to have any surgeries or anything like that. I was in the hospital for a week, but then I was also on pretty much bedridden for 2 months. And then I went
no lights.
Oh yeah, I couldn't use my phone really, couldn't watch TV. I would get constant dizziness, nausea. 2 months after, I went right into my senior year of high school. And there were times in class where I almost passed out. It was really rough. The first couple of years.
Everything that they warn you that could happen with a closed head injury really, really quickly started to happen to her. And everybody was just at such a loss because the doctors had no answers besides maybe this medicine, maybe that medicine.
Right. I saw a neurologist, a couple neurologists. They never sent me to neurotherapies or anything like that, which I feel like I would have benefited from. It would have helped me a lot more in those first few years.
But insurance, and you got to fight with the insurance companies, and it's what they decide you can have, which I think is unfair, but I digress.
Yeah. I even looked at my medical records recently, and you can see back when it happened, they had different things scheduled, and then all of a sudden it just says, oh, they were canceled. And it's okay.
That's just a fancy way or a quiet way of saying the insurance wouldn't approve it.
Yeah,
to me.
Pretty much. That's exactly what it was. So when I was 18, after I graduated, I got Sully, my dog, and I trained him myself to be a service dog.
Which he is an excellent service dog.
He would alert to my migraines. I'd get really just intense migraines where the light was painful. I'd get nauseous, dizzy. I've got nerve damage in the left side of my body. So that's pretty painful, especially when it's cold.
Yes.
And it's always cold.
It's Michigan.
Yep. So.
Yeah, Michigan.
Let's see. He knows. He's from Ohio, so he knows.
By the time I was 19, right. That's when I was kind of sick of things. It was about 2.5 years after my accident. I was sick of feeling like crap. None of the
medicine's working.
Right. I hardly went anywhere because I'd get migraines, and that's no fun. Walking through the grocery store, the lights are so bright. It triggers a migraine almost instantaneously.
Yeah.
So that's when I started kind of diving into the medical marijuana and seeing how it could help me. And
got your medical card?
It changed my life. So I've been able to hold down a job. Now I do cat rescue. So
Now you can go to movies. There's so many different things that you're doing now, getting in your car and just
Right. I mean,
going for an hour or two of a drive. Before, even riding for 2 hours in a car was painful for you.
Yep. Yep. I go to Kentucky to see my friend Ireland every year. We go to concerts together. I would have never been able to do that.
And she's terpenes. I know that you worry more about the terpenes in what's going to work for you as far as terpenes.
Right.
So you are not one of those that just got, oh well, here, this is what you should smoke for how you're feeling. You're
Right.
not. You look for specific things. And now for head injuries and stuff, what have you found works best for you?
So for me, I'll start off with the strain that I like, the type, I can't smoke sativa. I cannot.
Some people
Sativa,
can't.
it gives me a migraine. It doesn't even make me anxious, which I know a lot of people say,
They do.
I'm
Yep.
a little paranoid, but it just gives me a killer headache. And I just can't, that's kind of like what I'm trying to avoid.
Exactly. Exactly.
A really good indica or an indica hybrid.
Right. So now with indicas, sometimes they make you super sleepy. So you have to kind of balance that sort of sleepiness that can come with indica. Or are you one of the fortunate people where indicas don't actually put you in the couch?
So yeah, I can function pretty well with just indicas. It depends on, I guess, how much. If I'm sitting here smoking a ton, I'm gonna fall asleep.
Oh, absolutely.
But if I'm feeling nauseous or I feel like I'm gonna get a migraine, I'll take a couple hits, and it won't get me stoned, but it'll give me enough relief to where I can function and I can go do stuff. I can take care of the cats. I can,
Yeah. And that's the difference between that right there. Everybody, that right there is the difference between medical usage and purely recreational usage. People that are doing it, like Skunky, like me, like the hippie, like so many of us, Miss Kenzie here, I've had people go, you do not just take 2 puffs in the morning and then go on about your day. And I'm like, no, you do. Like, that's how you do it. And sometimes that you get yourself what you need and you go about your day. And then later, when you're lagging behind again, 2 more puffs, sometimes just 1, just to keep yourself at that level of having that much cannabinoid in your system.
Right.
Yep. And it is a balance. And I know that going into it, we've all accidentally gotten way too much.
Oh yeah. It's very easy.
Right, Skunky?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you see this joint?
Do you grow your own medicine?
I started to a little bit and I really liked it, but then the cat stuff kind of took over. So cats replaced where I was growing. I've turned it into Cattopia pretty much.
We like Cattopia.
Right. So
there is nothing wrong with Cattopia unless you're allergic to cats.
Right. Which I mean,
that'd be bad.
I am allergic, but
I know you
are. How does that work?
I take an allergy medication every day. And even then, though, I mean, I'm constantly sneezing, and so.
Okay.
But it's
hey, let me say that it is 420. Time for our 420 celebration. So we'll do that, and then we'll get back to this.
Sounds good.
How's that? All right.
All right.
Happy 420, everyone.
Hey, it's Bill Schmidt Jr., a.k.a. Billy Blaze, a.k.a. 420 Kid of the Holistic Cloud. R.I.P. to my man Derek Crum. I want to give a shout out to Calligraphy, my dude Means, little homie Manuel Noriega, Big Just, Rossi, Jack the Apostle, The League.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Big buzz till little crumbs broke up in the bottom. Feel like autumn leaves falling. Only problem needs solving is seeing who I'm calling for some trees to indulge in. Need to holler at Billy, he keep his head in the cloud. Bel Air Kush by the bush, wow. Screaming loud, still smoking, having nice dreams, floating through space. So when they ask me how high, my reply, I'm half baked. Sir, smoke a lot. Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy. Prescribe me huckleberry and lemon cherry gelato, G. I take it back to rolling in the Optimo, blowing smoke out my nose, dropping ashes on my clothes till I doze off. I'm so fried, no lie. Got you afraid of heights, scared to look down, you so high. Cause when I spit that shit, it's like I lit that shit in the crowd. Pass it around and let you hit that shit.
Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Broke down leaves. Roll up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with the THC. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Good sunshine in my pocket on a Sunday stroll. Homie got the rap, give me the sack, let the good times roll. Therapy, earth, body, and soul. World, give me beef, Bel Air Kush, give me mental control. L lit, back roll, 5 hats told. The studio we roll, bring relief. We the music, all I need to know. Healthier than pill pop. Mother, give me earth, the fill spot. My medication, cancer a kill shot. Many strands, lay hands in stressful situations. Out of all the girls in my life, Mary Jane, a reservation. Here in 23, raising hands of liberation. A celebration, history free from information. Stand up, provide the right education. Show love, holistic cloud, politics throughout the nation. Making a stop debating Billy Blunt, stash, flavor, taste the weed. Weed is all I need. Smoke that weed. Weed is all I breathe. Broke down leaves. Roll up in the leaf for my relief. I'm in love with the THC. Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it. 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 Roll that shit, lick that shit, burn it.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. I just had to get a little goat scream out there, you know. Brava, release the stress. It helps, man.
That went pretty good.
Okay, now, what I want to ask you is, how did your mom first react, Kenzie, about the medical marijuana?
So growing
And
up,
how did you talk to her about it? Because
I'll tell you, it's a funny story.
I know, but I just like I've only heard parts of it, so I'm ready for the full story.
So my mom was never a fan of weed, marijuana, whatever you want to call it. Not a fan. No. Just straight, no, never.
Not even alcohol, nothing like.
No, she was not. She's just not a fan of it. Well, she wasn't. So I never really smoked in high school. It just wasn't my thing. So when I was 19, that was really the only time that I really got into it. And I didn't tell her at first. I didn't. I remember my brother had came and visited because he was living out in Colorado, and he left me what he had left from, when he was out here. And so I had, gone outside, smoked a little bit, and I went inside and I got the munchies. So I made some mac and cheese with, hot dogs cut up inside. And I was chilling in my
Bomb
room.
mac and cheese.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just chilling in my room. And then, I'm zoning out. My mom knocks on the door. And I'm like, oh, no. And she opens it. She's like, are you smoking weed? And I look at her, straight face. I'm eating mac and cheese. I was so stoned. And then I laughed and shut the door. That was not what I was expecting.
Shut the door.
Yeah, that was not the reaction I was expecting. So it turns out she knew. I didn't tell her.
Moms always know.
Yeah, she knew. And she's like, she didn't care because she knew, like, what I'd been through with my brain injury. She saw how it affected me and how, she was open to me trying it for some relief. And yeah, but I thought that was a funny story.
It is very funny. Like,
she doesn't care. She's all for it.
You just sitting there on your bed. I'm eating mac and cheese. I'm not stoned.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yep. And
that's the best way to say you're stoned.
Midnight, 1 o'clock, so middle of the night.
Middle of the night mac and cheese is always stony.
Yep.
And also, I must say this: her mom is never awake at midnight, 1 in the morning.
No, she is long in bed by then. Yep.
It's so, yes. So that is so sweet. And so she has gone from
she went from
not approving to now she makes the Granny Cannabis Bong.
Yep.
Can you show everybody how that comes apart real quick?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yep.
This is why I say it's a travel bong right here, what she's going to show you. Absolutely a travel bong.
This is it. You got your bowl up here and then your little straw. So this
they fit tight, but they do come off.
Pops off. And then your bowl, it's just a standard bowl. So you can, most of like the standard sizes in smoke shops will fit this, which is awesome.
Yep.
And then the top
Sure.
screws off. And on the inside, you've got a metal straw. And when you fill this up with some water, you want it to be submerging the tip of this at least. You don't want to fill it all the way up because then...
Right. But you don't want to fill it too little because that's a lot of smoke.
And it's harsh. It's harsh if you don't have the water. So you want it to at least cover, the tip of it. But then you can just stick
if you're traveling, yep.
So I'm just going to stick that in there. Screw my lid back on, and it fits in a cup holder.
And it just looks like a regular drink cup.
Yep, it's just the size of a standard tumbler. So
it is the ultimate travel bong.
Oh, yeah. And they smoke great. I have
they are fantastic.
You do have to clean this part a lot.
Yes.
Like the top holes, they will get kind of resiny over time, just like with any bong, but because of the size of the hole. Other than that, you'll get ripped off of it.
Oh, yes. And if you put ice in there, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And the ice, because it's the tumbler, it keeps it pretty cold.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
They are perfect for summer.
Oh, yes.
Nice, cool smoke, and it's hot outside.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. All right, now this is the part we've all been waiting for. Again, you can get those on Simple Gestures. Go on Facebook and look up the page Simple Gestures, and you will find her. And again, on my page, the hippies page, we're all going to be pimping her out again. I shouldn't say it that way, but I don't know how else to say it. I got to come up with a better word. I like feel sort of bad pimping out your mom, Ken.
Well,
All right, let's talk cats.
what do we want to know about cats? I could tell you probably everything.
I know you could. So what I want to know is, in your opinion, why is there such a problem with having so many cats that need to be rescued?
Why is there
Why are there so many strays and so many babies?
so many strays, so many babies? I mean, if you don't fix your animal, they're gonna,
Yes.
so if you have a female or a male cat, and they're indoors, if you don't fix them around 4 to 6 months old, they will start getting a little frisky and they will do everything. They will try their damnedest to get out that door. And trust me, they will be successful at least once.
And that's just 6 months old.
Yeah, that's a kitten. I mean, 4 months old, they go into heat, their first heat. The
4
youngest,
months old? That's a baby.
the youngest that we've seen at our clinic was I think she was 12 weeks old, and she was starting to go into heat, into her first heat at 12 weeks.
That's terrifying.
That is a kitten.
Yeah, that is
A
literally.
2-pound. So, and I mean, they can have
So
anywhere.
at what age did you say to have your pet spayed and neutered? 4 weeks?
What age to have them spayed or neutered?
Yes.
We recommend doing it sooner.
Yes.
We have a minimum of 2 pounds weight before we'll fix them.
Right.
They have to be at least 2 pounds.
So basically, you're probably about 8 weeks, maybe old.
Yeah, usually around 10 weeks.
Okay.
Average. So sometimes a little older, some a little. We have had 8-week-olds that were big enough, but if they're not, they have to be a hefty 2 pounds. They have
They have to be a healthy, good 2 pounds, not a weak. Wow, they're just barely 2 pounds. Let's give it a shot.
Right. They've got to be healthy 2 pounds before we'll do it.
Fantastic.
And
that makes sense.
Some vets will be like, get them spayed or neutered around 6 months. 6 months old, they're already gonna give birth. I have Mama Martha. She's 6 months old, and she has 3-week-old kittens. So she got pregnant when she was 4 months old. Her sister was also pregnant. They came from a house of 5 pregnant females and 20 cats total.
Oh my Lord.
Because the guy didn't fix his cats, so they reproduce. They're all related.
Oh, absolutely. Ooh.
So.
And then once all of them are related, and then they keep going around again, then that's just genetic instability going over and over and over.
Oh yeah, and that's when you start seeing the defects and the illnesses that you can't treat because it's genetic.
It's genetic, yeah. So
we see a lot of I shouldn't say a lot, but one of the most common things are heart defects for, that's one thing that we see the most. At least that I see. They'll be good until about 2 months old, 9-10 weeks old, and then randomly just go downhill. And
especially if they have, I remember you had a litter of Manx kittens, and there was something about the Manx gene that just degrades their spine. And
cannabis catnip. So not really. They do have like the catnip where it's called like meowana or something like that, but it's just catnip. Catnip does give kind of similar effects to a cat that we
And catnip is also an anti-inflammatory.
It is, and it's also it's actually a type of mint. So you'll notice, like if you're chewing gum, brushing your teeth, your cat's gonna come running because that mint, they're attracted to it. They love it.
And I secretly think that's why they all love bathroom sinks.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's just my theory. I'm not a cat, so I don't
I
really
haven't
know.
met a
But
cat that hasn't gone in the sink. So
what is it about cats and sinks? It's adorable, but you know. So the biggest problem is people not getting their animals fixed. And you guys do a lot to rectify that in different situations with the trap, neuter, and release program that I know that you do. There was one location that if I recall correctly, and absolutely correct me if I'm wrong, but within 24 hours on one location, 47 cats
yeah,
in
so
24 hours. Am I right about that number?
yes, it's so the first day, it was between 2 days. I went out in like the afternoon the first day. We got 39 that first day, trapping.
And that
And
was just that before evening fell.
yep. The second day I went out in the morning and got about 10, 15 more.
Oh,
So total out of there, we ended up getting almost 60.
Yeah.
And all of them were 2 and under pretty much. So a big majority of them were under a year even.
oh.
So yeah.
Because in the wild, unfortunately, they do not have a long lifespan.
They don't. They don't. Nope.
They're not made to be out in the wild
No,
animals.
they're not. Everything is a predator to them. Everything. Even a raccoon.
Oh, absolutely.
They're the same size. They are a predator.
Yep.
Cats don't belong outside. And it's
No.
unfortunate that there's so many and we can only do so much. And that's why we at least do the TNR, because it's the most humane thing. They live a healthier, happier life all around, even if it is outside. When we fix them, we also vaccinate, so they get FVRCP and rabies.
Fantastic. So that helps the spread of those.
Yep. And then they also get an ear tip, and that is so that if we trap them again or we see them again, we can easily identify without, poking and prodding them. We can figure out that, hey, we've already vetted this cat. We don't got to stress them out again right now.
Right. We can let this one go because they've already been through the process.
Yep.
Unless they seem really ill, and then I know you guys will take them in and figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah. And sometimes, there's been times where if they've got some sort of infection going on, like we've had females come in with pyometra, which is another reason why you should spay and neuter your animals. Every time they go into heat, the chance of them getting those infections and getting cancer, it increases every time they go into heat. And they'll keep going into heat until you fix them or they get pregnant.
Yep.
So pyometra, it's an infection in the uterus. And we had one come in where when we were spaying, because we removed the uterus. That's what happens. The vet called us in because she was like, hey, this is a really cool opportunity. And we got to see what it looked like. And it was gnarly. It was infection for sure. So what we usually do in those cases when cats come to us with infections, we'll give them a shot of antibiotic that will work over the course of a few weeks to kill the infection. So that way, even if they're ferals and they're getting returned to wherever, they've still,
got a good shot of treating that infection.
Yep.
I'm getting a little emotional because you guys are just one group that does this.
Yes.
And I know that you guys cover more than your area. You guys respond to calls outside of your area, especially
We do.
emergency calls. And I have the utmost respect for that, especially responding to those emergency calls that are definitely outside of your area. You're taking on so much responsibility for lives.
Absolutely.
And it's a lot of work for you, for the
Oftentimes
team that you work with.
we
It's
work
a
with
lot of pressure.
organizations too. So we'll work with other organizations outside of our area.
Right.
Because sometimes, I mean, it's a lot to handle and we can't all do it alone.
No.
So if we work together, we can cover a lot more ground and help a lot more cats. So
Now, okay, so, and I know with you it is mostly about the rescue of cats, but you worked hard and you fundraised, and your mom helped you fundraise, and you reached out to the community and other cat groups in our area all through Michigan. And you now have an incubator,
yes, yep.
and you use this beautiful gift that everybody contributed to make sure that you could save more lives. You have learned how to do tube feedings safely.
Yep.
And you also take in not just kittens that need to be tube fed or incubated, but you have taken in puppies with cleft palate problems.
I have. Yep.
You even took in once when someone found a baby possum.
I did, and unfortunately the possum did not make it, but you know, he had a shot.
Exactly. So what about the everything? Like, everything has been so much. It is so difficult for all of you. Like I said, for you, for the people that you work with. What made you feel like you needed to take that extra step and learn how to feed and learn and get that incubator?
So honestly, I met another rescue on TikTok, and the owner Shar, she does critical care, and I thought, you know,
I have watched her before. She's
yeah.
very,
So I
very, very good person.
a little bit, and I was watching what she does, and she was explaining why she does it, and she was involved with another rescue before opening her own, and she saw this opening where there was a lack of care for these neonatal kittens and these sick kittens that most rescues are just going to euthanize because it's either too expensive, they're too contagious, you know, and
Or someone just doesn't have the time.
right. And there's also times where a cat will come in with a broken leg, and if the owner can't afford, you know, surgery or whatever care the cat needs, they'll opt to euthanize instead, over something that can be fixed. And I mean, I've had a conversation with my vet, and she expressed the concern for the same thing. She wishes, you know, these cats that come in with broken pelvises and broken bones, like they have a chance. They just need the right space to heal and get the care that they need. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
expensive. So that's a big reason why rescues, you know, being a nonprofit, money is not, it's not something that's easy to come by. We have to fundraise. We don't make profit off of what we do. It's
No,
not,
you do not.
we I spend a lot of my own money doing this.
I know you do. I know you do.
It's not a money making business.
No, it's a labor of love.
It is a labor of love, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. She's tried to give me gas money before for bringing a cat down there, and I'm like, are you crazy? No.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Ah. So, anything else that you want us to know about your particular rescue? Actually, I want to talk about this adorable fundraiser. Sorry, I'm so random. Thank God you're all used to me being random. For Valentine's Day, you guys had the funniest and best fundraiser. Please tell me who came up with that idea and then explain what you guys did, because it was the best, funniest
So
fundraiser I've ever seen.
I can't take 100% credit for it. I had seen other rescues do it a couple times over the years, and I had always wanted to. And so I finally got the chance to. I was like, cool, I'm in charge of the Facebook page. I can post this. I mean, I asked, obviously. I was like, hey,
Well, of
do you
course,
mind
yeah.
doing this?
You must
So,
confer with the team.
right. And everybody was like, yeah, do it. That's hilarious. And so we did a Crappy X fundraiser. So for $5, we'd write your ex's name inside of a litter box, and then we'd fill it with litter and give it to the cats to use.
I love that. I love that.
Yep. And I mean, we raised about $200 off of that. So
That is fantastic. See, lots of people out there got crappy X. They could spend $5 for that. Here you go.
there were some people that were like, they donated like 15, 20, and they're like, here, it gave me a list of names, and I was like,
So are we gonna do that one again next Valentine's Day?
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yep.
So
It was fun.
Skunky, you think that you'll be wanting to donate $5 next Valentine's Day? You got an X you'd like to be in a litter box?
I don't have no. Yes. Sure. I'd like to put my ex in a litter box.
I had
listen, I'm lagging so bad I can't understand what we're saying.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just keep going, and I love you, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
goodness.
So did you buy a litter box too, Kenzie?
I did. I did put in a couple names of my own.
Good girl.
I'm sure you could probably guess the names. So
Oh, maybe a little bit. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We have about 12 minutes left. So where are you guys going with the rescue? I hear there's been some big changes as far as location.
yes. So we've got a new clinic opening. We've moved to a new space, a bigger space.
Fantastic.
I mean, there's 3 exam rooms. So we've got one as our surgery room, because we run the low-cost spay-neuter clinics.
Fantastic.
So other rescues will come to us, and it's just more affordable than going to a standard vet and paying $300 to $400, sometimes more, to get an animal fixed.
Exactly.
So we offer low cost spay neuter, and then we also provide some like flea medication if it's needed, or dewormer, just some basic stuff. We don't do, normal clinics or anything or exams like that.
No, but it's just the basic run through, and yeah, no, but that makes sense.
So,
well, and then people are getting the basic healthcare that they need taken care of.
Right.
And they're being introduced to a clinic that's trying to do things the right way.
Exactly, and that's also my hope with this new clinic. We've got an open house coming up, and I want people to be able to come and see what we do, what we're about, who we are, who's involved. I mean, the importance of TNR, and even if it's not your cat, if you see it and it's it's unaltered, or it's sick, or it needs help, and you can easily be the person to do that. You just got to take action.
Exactly. Or if it's stuck in a tree and can't get down.
Right. And I mean, even if you yourself don't think that you can help, there are organizations out there that want to help. And most of them will have no problem, assessing the situation. If they can't help, some of them will have the resources to someone who might be able to. You never know. It's worth a shot to, try anywhere.
And fosters, the foster program that you guys have. Fosters are always needed. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, honestly, volunteers of all kinds, even not fostering, but fosters are something that we struggle with a lot. I mean, it's not easy for someone to just open their home to these strange animals.
Especially ones that have say
But
they're
also,
maybe a little feral, they may be a
right.
little,
I mean,
just scared.
we see a lot of feral cats, and unfortunately, there's always going to be kittens. And sometimes, they're young enough where they just need the socialization. So, I mean, even just opening up, having your bathroom set up or a spare room set up for these cats just to, chill in and.
Yeah. It would be nice. It would be nice if we could find more.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's tons of ways that people can help. So
Now, isn't that how you got started? Was you were fostering for a little while?
so I was taking in I'd take in animals on my own here and there, and then I'd
Oh,
find
yes,
them.
I know.
And then it all started because somebody posted on Facebook that kittens showed up, these 2 little black kittens. And so that post kind of in our local Facebook group, a lot of people saw it, and they wanted to help. They wanted, to know when they found out that I was taking them, they're like, we want to help with food. And then Community Cats reached out to me and said, hey, we'll help you get them fixed. And then, if you want to foster them. And that's where it all started. So
Yeah. Yep.
that was about 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Was it really that?
Yep. So I started by fostering. But I mean, there's tons of ways that you can help. Not everybody can help monetarily. Not everybody can have cats, like we said earlier. If you're allergic, not everybody can make that work. So you can, spread the knowledge, go volunteer at local rescues, shelters, nonprofits.
Or just even to help be organizing there during a spay neutering clinic. I mean, you guys need people to help be organize
tons
and
of things that you can do to help. Some things even, not directly in touch with an animal. You can do some cleaning or, just spending time at shelters. The animals, they need socialization a lot of times. They're stuck in, this place with, I mean, you can only do so much when you have all those animals in one place,
yes.
They need
Yes.
people coming in, taking the dogs for walks, taking, the cats out and playing with them and cleaning litter boxes, just really anything.
Those are fantastic ideas. Those are fantastic points. And it's hard right now. Like, it's hard for everybody, but if we can all reach out, if we can just try and do one small thing, whether
Right.
it's for a cat or for someone who supports kitties.
If you see your friend, got a new kitten and, they got one of the free kittens off of Facebook or whatever, encourage them to, take it to a vet or find one of these low-cost options. There's tons out there. You just got to look for them.
Yeah. Yep. It's true. That's true.
Absolutely.
Is there any more that you want to talk to us about? I know you have like a whole list.
I do.
I want to make sure we covered everything on your list.
Honestly, I think we covered a good amount. I mean,
That's
talked about
fantastic. All right. Well, Skunky, do you have any questions for Kenzie?
Oops.
No.
Goodness.
Good grief. Help.
Okay, we're pretty much done, but I think. All right, darling.
I mean, I could talk about cats forever if you want me to.
Well, we got 5 minutes to go. We can cut out 5 minutes earlier. We can talk for 5 more minutes. Whatever you want to do, darling. I'm fine. We could talk like this all evening. I'm good.
Let's talk about Lenny. You remember
Yes.
Lenny?
Yes, I do.
So last fall, we adopted out some kittens, one in particular named Lenny. And maybe 2 weeks after he got adopted by this lovely lady, she brought him back and said he was bloated. And so at first we thought, well, worms are very common in rescues.
Right.
And even if, we treat everybody, but sometimes you gotta, keep up on it every month or every 2 to 5 weeks, whatever. And so I gave him dewormer and then sent him about his way. And I said, if nothing changes, bring him back. Let us know. And exactly a week later, she brought him in to one of our clinics, and our vet had checked him, and she drew a good amount of fluid from his abdomen because it was it had swelled up. It was really bad.
Right.
And it turned out he had feline infectious peritonitis, or FIP. And FIP, it's deadly. I mean, it can progress very fast. And up until recently, there really was not a cure. And I mean, the treatment that there is, you gotta treat them for 84 days, and then there's an 84-day period where you watch the blood levels without the treatment and make sure that, it's really gone. Observation period, that's the word I was looking for. So Lenny, we started him, we reached out to FIP Warriors on Facebook, and they hooked us up with a volunteer that got us the medication the same day.
Oh, wow.
I had called Lenny's owner. They were halfway to the emergency vet, and they were recommended to euthanize. Yeah, so I mean, they were bawling. I called them up and I was like, hey, like, where are you?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like, I have this treatment that we can do, and we got to start it today. So thankfully, they hadn't made it to the vet yet, but then when they did get to the vet, he, took a blood panel and gave us some supportive medication just to make him comfortable. And then we started the treatment that day. And it starts with injections because it works a lot faster than any pills or anything.
Right.
And it's painful. It stings. It is unpleasant. But
Poor baby.
he ended up staying with me for the first 2 weeks, and those first 2 weeks were just the injections. And then we were able to switch to an oral medication. And last month he graduated and is considered cured.
That's incredible.
Nice.
He was diagnosed in August, and now he's back to living his normal life when he was knocking on death's door pretty much.
Right. And now he's back with his loving family. And
after the first 2 weeks, because I only offered to let him stay with me because injections are not easy, let alone with how much it stung so bad.
And you didn't want him to associate the family with the pain of that.
Right. And I mean, they were there for the first injection. I showed them how to do it and everything. And I was like, do you think you could do this? And they were like, we'd feel more comfortable if you took over. So they
that makes sense.
Yep. They'd come and visit him while he was with me. And then after 2 weeks, when we got approved to start oral medication, he was able to go home. So
That's beautiful. Okay, now you have some kittens right now that have extra toes.
I do. So Mama Mocha that I mentioned earlier, she's a polydactyl, and that's actually it's a gene mutation.
Yep,
And it's
they're
called
another name
mutation.
for them is Hemingway cats.
Yes, it's the PD mutation. So they get 6 to 7 toes on the front paws, and then on the back, where they usually only have the 4 toes, they'll have 5, sometimes 6.
Yep.
So the babies are only 3 weeks old right now, but they are so active and they've got some big paws.
Yes, they do. And that's one of my favorite types of cats. So she had sent me a picture. And I was like, oh, Hemingway babies.
Yep, 5 babies, and only
And
one
my
of them.
husband's over here shaking his head, no.
You get 2 of them though.
Kenzie's pouting. Kenzie's pouting, honey.
Polka doesn't always like those.
You get 2, they entertain themselves, and you don't have to worry.
He's allergic, so
I
I
know.
gotta be
I'm just
nice. I have one, so
I'm just messing with him.
he knows. He's over here just grinning. All right, sweetie, it's 8:00, and I guess we're gonna go. But I would love to have you guys back for an interview. We can
Oh,
also do one maybe earlier in the day, and maybe we can get your mom.
Maybe, and I mean, we might even be able to see some kittens sometime.
I think I would like that. Yes. Next time we will, because we can do one earlier in the day if you want. We can even do a morning one if you want.
I'm not a morning person.
Lord love you.
Like, you will not catch me up until probably 10 or 11.
I know.
Unless I have to, but
Unless you have to. Oh, when you're tube feeding a kitten, though, you're up every one and a half hours.
That's a total change. Like, I'll be up every hour. Sometimes if they're critical, you don't sleep because you got to check on them often, make sure they're staying warm, and
Yeah. You do great work, kiddo. I am very proud of you. I am super impressed with you. And I'm also very grateful that you inspired your mom to end up being able to make bongs.
oh, me too. I mean, growing up, she was totally against marijuana of any sort. She always told us how much she hated it. So
I remember having a discussion with her when we were first getting to know each other, and she was like, really? And I was like, hey, with my PTSD, this is what helps, with the gastroparesis, this actually helps me. And she got to see that I wasn't a complete, like, la, 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 dingbat while I smoked. So I think, her view about different parts of it, helped me to be a little more circumspect within myself in ways. But I think that in a way too, I got to open her eyes to the medical side of all of it.
absolutely. And when we met you, that was way before my accident. So that was before I had my journey with, medical. So,
and that was, like I said, your mom was learning that for PTSD and for different chronic conditions, it could be a good thing and not a detriment. And I love her for having an open mind in that.
Me too. She's a great person.
She absolutely is.
She's friendly to everyone unless you give her a reason not to be.
Well, that's the way it should be.
She tries to, everybody that she meets, she just wants them to know what love feels like.
And that's important.
But even my friends, growing up, they'd come over and, I didn't understand it until I got older, but my mom would always show these friends of mine just so much love. And looking back, it was very clear that some of my friends that would come over, they just did not have a good a good home life, you know. They
Right.
weren't always shown the love and support that I would always, you know, my mom was always giving me. So,
And that's important. I mean, that's
absolutely. And even now she's still the same way with any of my friends that I bring home.
she's damn amazing. She's
She
damn
is.
amazing.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on. I'm
Thank you for
honored.
having me. I'm glad I could come talk about some cats. And
If you can hear me, thank you, Kenzie.
thank you for having me, Skunky.
Or when you hear me anyway.
All right, honey. Well, we're going to get going, guys. So go ahead and close it down, Skunky, whenever you're ready, dear.
Alrighty, thank you all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for being here, and we will see you.
Smoke up in the green room. Smoke your worries away. In the green room we'll stay. In the green room. Smoke up in the green room. Smoke your worries away. In the green room we'll stay. In the green room. Smoke up in the green room.